Hey folks, Russ Bailey here. Thanks for joining us for another Brushpile Fishing, the video podcast. We've got a different show in store today. We are live from Kenton High School, Kenton, Ohio. They have one of the cutting edge programs across the country. I think every single high school should have this program. I'm with Coach Moore, who is instrumental in getting this thing started, and my buddy Barney, the guy here in Ohio who went to Kenton High School. Somehow he passed. I'm still not sure on that one.
It was because Coach. That's right.
But he has set me up. We're here today actually doing some demonstrations for the kids in the class. Coach, can you tell the folks exactly what the program is?
Well, we have a conservation course that it's divided into two sections. First section is Conservation A. It's hunting, trapping, wild game processing, and shooting sports. Conservation B, which is second semester this semester, is fishing, kayaking, hiking, camping, and those types of things. So it's a great way to get the kids off their computers, off their cell phones, off their video games. Most of the times they still like those things, but we'll deal with that sometimes. But it's a great way to get them out and get them introduced into some things that they may not have a chance or an opportunity to experience at home.
There you go. And folks, I'll tell you what, we're going to be back with Coach Moore here throughout the day, adding to the podcast. Right now we're going to talk a little crappie fishing with the students, but this is so cool. And they fish, they learn how to clean fish, they gut deer, they clean deer. And this is maybe going to be the last year in this building. Coach, real quick, can you tell them what's in store in the new building for Kenton?
Maybe not this year, but within the next year and a half, we are going to move into a brand new building. Our superintendent and our school board has jumped on board with this, and they are so supportive that we're going to get our own classroom designed just for a conservation class. It's going to be awesome. It's going to have stainless steel tables. It's going to have an electric hoist in the middle of the ceiling. It's going to have a big overhead garage door where we can back the truck in and hang the deer and
in the classroom.
Do the entire processing in the classroom. We'll have fly tying stations. We'll have mold making stations where they can make soft plastic molds. They also dug a 2-acre pond, a retention pond, that started out as a retention pond, but we modified it. It has a 6-foot safety ledge that'll be 2 feet deep all the way around it, and it's going to be 15 feet deep the rest of it. And we're going to make fish structures, artificial fish structures to put in it, and we're going to stock it, and we'll use it for our kayaking and fishing.
And again, Barney, this just goes to show they needed to get you out of the school.
Yeah, 100%.
They didn't offer you this program,
100%.
did they?
No, but one of the things I do want to highlight, Coach Moore's had this class for how many years?
This is the 3rd year.
How many years you been teaching?
29.
So 29 years Coach Moore's been doing this class. It just wasn't a class yet, right? There was times back when I was in school a long time ago, fellas, I'm pretty old. Coach Moore was taking guys hunting and fishing back then, right? So that's one of the things. I know you're pretty humble and you don't like to talk about yourself, but one of the things that I'm proud to call Coach Moore a friend about is how much he's introduced the outdoors to you guys and then probably 4 generations before you. So, Coach, good job. I appreciate everything you've done.
So, folks, we'll be right back with the podcast. Right now we're going to talk a little crappie fishing, so stay tuned. Okay, folks, so the first 2 classes have come in for the morning. We've talked a little crappie fishing. My good friend Barney Gammon was talking a little bit about live scoping. I was talking dock shooting. But now let's get back to the podcast and what's going on here. I'm calling this Conservation Day because we're here all day talking to the kids about fishing, allowing them to ask questions. Coach, what are some of the things? I look around the classroom. This is not your typical classroom. We've got targets over here. We've got rods. We've got bows. What all do they do here as part of the class?
As part of the class, we try to hit almost everything. So we try to hit hunting, fishing, trapping, wild game processing, cooking, archery.
And the cooking,
shooting.
as we speak, we've got crappie that the guys have caught that the boys are frying up right now. We're going to have crappie for lunch. So continue.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we try to do a wide variety of things just so every kid gets a chance to experience something. They may not like fishing, but they may love hunting, or they may not like trapping, but they love fishing, or vice versa. So we try to do a little bit of everything so we find an interest for everyone.
It's just, when you walk in here, you can tell it's different. I mean, we've got deer on the wall. We've got, tell us about the rods. Now, I know last year you told me that if a kid wants to borrow one, honor system, bring it back.
Absolutely. We've got several tackle boxes put together. Lots of different rods and reels. We have bait casters, we have fly rods, we have push buttons, we have open face, any type of rod and reel combo you can think of, we have. We were very fortunate through the Ohio Department of Natural Resources and Cabela's down in Columbus. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's have sponsored us and have really stepped up and allowed us to purchase top of the line nice equipment. So
Yeah.
everything we use in here is Bass Pro Shop and Cabela's. And
Which is awesome. I see the
Absolutely.
check that you have up there on the wall. To get those organizations behind you, and Coach, and I don't know if you want me to say names, so I won't, but you had shared with me an email. You've just got another grant from a pretty good organization.
Sure. I get emails all the time from organizations, and the one I just shared that I received last night was from the Ohio State Trappers Association, the OSTA, and they just awarded us a grant for $1,000 to use in our classroom with the intentions of teaching trapper education and getting our kids out into the field and trapping.
Well, and one of the things we were talking about off camera is one of the requirements when they come through your class, because they do get credits for this, is the hunter safety course.
Absolutely. Every kid in my Conservation A class, which is the hunting section, is a requirement of the class is to take the hunter safety course. Even if they don't ever think they're going to hunt a day in their life or handle a firearm in their life, I still want to put them through the proper training and educating them about the issues of hunting, the issues of gun safety, and so forth. So I think it's a huge opportunity for us to reach a lot of kids and just educate them on the issues out there today.
And the thing that I've noticed, we've done 2 classes so far today. Both were full. You have male and female. To put a program like this together, I know last year you said there was a waiting list just to get into this class.
Absolutely, and there still is. And it's a nice problem to have.
It is.
It's a nice problem to have, and a lot of kids just can't wait to get in here. And a lot of kids come out of their study halls during class, and they come down during my planning period. My class is usually full. They're making tying flies, they're making soft plastic baits, they're processing wild game that my son and I have harvested the day before, or flaying fish, whatever. So it's a really neat thing.
And that's one of the things that's cool to me. And folks, when we say this is an outdoor class, like Coach just said, they're learning to make their own jigs. They're tying jigs. They're making rubber plastics. They're processing the food. We're cooking fish right now. It is just outstanding. To me, this is one program that needs to be in every school across the country. And I don't care if it's inner city, because I think some of those kids would absolutely love something like this too. The one thing, Coach, to have something like this, I know you were instrumental in getting this started, but you've got to have the support too, not only from the families of the kids, which I think you've definitely got that, but the school board itself.
Absolutely. Our school board is pretty awesome. Our school board president is very, very supportive. Our superintendent was instrumental in what we're doing here. He was amazing. Chad Thrush was what he has done, and the ability and the authority that he has given us to do what we do in here is incredible. And then of course our building principal and assistant principal, Brad Blue and Jason Jones, they're so supportive and they love what we got going on here.
Kenton High School here in Ohio, folks. Coach, is there anything you'd like to add? Or let me ask you this. I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here.
Okay.
If someone's watching this and they wanted to get something like this going, could they contact you and maybe get some ideas or where to start?
Absolutely, and I've had several schools already. They will send a representative in, and they'll just hang out and follow me around all day and see what we do. And what we're doing here is not a secret. I'd love to see a lot of schools do this, and would be willing to help out if we can.
And you know, folks, we're not saying the kids have to quit playing video games, but give them some other options. I think most kids, when they get into the outdoors, hunting, fishing, archery, all the different activities, they're going to fall in love with it. Most of them are. It'll take some time away from that video, which is a good thing. But
Absolutely.
just like you say, the education part of this, and for kids to keep an open mind, they may go through this class and decide hunting's not for me or fishing, but they're seeing both sides of it, and they
Right.
can make judgments now based on what they know on both sides.
Absolutely. They're going to be well educated on the importance of conservation, whether it be hunting, fishing, trapping, shooting sports, whatever.
And the one thing Coach said in the opening is not only when they get the new classroom will it be set up for this class. Like I say, they'll have a place to hang deer, freezer, you name it, they're going to have it. You can already see in today's classroom, they have everything they need. They've got the bows, they've got rods, targets, they've got everything here. And now they're even going to have a pond on the property stocked with fish, so these kids can actually go out and fish. Because sometimes, you know as well as I do, Coach, if you don't have a boat and you go to one of our public lakes, public access where the fish is
Could be
good,
tough.
it's tough. But now they're going to have a place right here on the property. I just don't think you can get a better program than what you got
Right.
going.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty neat. And these guys that are cooking over here right now, they're also going to be helping making some artificial fish structures for the pond. So we're going to design some fish trees and do all that, and we're going to place those in this spring and hopefully get it stocked and get it rolling in the next year or two.
Tell you what, if you don't mind, we'd like to talk to some of the kids and just see their point of how they like the class.
Absolutely, we'd love to have them talk to you.
I'll tell you what, it's always great to talk to you. It's always
too.
great coming over here. The fish is smelling super, folks. So it's been a great day so far. We're going to continue. I'd like to thank Bob Cycle in Sydney, Ohio for sponsoring today's podcast. Very special podcast, I might add. And we couldn't do it without them. Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
The new Brushpile Fishing Show companion app will change the way you watch a show, but more importantly, it will change the way you educate yourself on crappie fishing. This is so much more than just an app. It will be your go-to source for weather, brushpile fishing shows, crappie fishing tips, and your own handheld logbook. There will also be contact information for guides from past episodes, special offers from our sponsors, and tips that range from simple to advanced. Download the new Brushpile Fishing Companion app. It's free for Android and Apple users. It's everything a crappie angler needs. Make sure you check that out. Okay, everyone, we're back with the podcast. Want to take a little time now to talk to a few of the students, get their names, see what they like the best about the program. And we won't ask them what they like the least because, you know, we don't want Coach on them or anything. But let's start with you. What's your name, bud? What grade you in?
My name's Dakota Freshcorn, and I'm a senior.
So this is it for you. Is this the first year you've been in the class?
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite, first of all, your favorite outdoor activities, and then give me one thing that you really love about the class.
I like going outdoors. I like fishing, hiking, just like I like swimming in lakes and stuff, just spending time in outdoors. And part of my favorite thing about this class is I definitely like the fly tying. Just make my own flies. I save a lot of money for sure.
And off camera, you told me you've been doing this for about a year now,
Yeah.
making your own flies.
A little over a year, yeah.
So, if there's one way that you think this class has helped you to prepare for anything in the future, I'm putting you on the spot here, but what do you think?
Prepare me for the future. I think it's just more like understanding, you know, I know how to do things better. Like if I like get low on money, I can definitely go out and fish and flay my own stuff and cook it myself and save a lot of money from like going out and eating a lot, you know.
There you go. And speaking of which, you guys were the ones that cooked our fish for lunch. It was absolutely outstanding. And not only did they cook the fish, but Coach was telling me off camera that you guys clean these fish also, the classes. So there's nothing they can't do. I got to see a video a few minutes ago. Coach caught some walleye, a male and a female that were both in the spawn. And he brought them in and milked the female, showed what happens. This is how the spawn occurs. So you guys, I mean, it's when I say this is a top-notch class, it is, folks. What's your name, bud?
Cone Cook, and I'm a senior.
You're a senior too,
Yep.
so this is it, huh?
Yep, sure is.
You're not going to plan on failing so you can come back for this class?
I mean, if it was, I mean, I might. I don't know.
So what's your favorite outdoor activity?
I just love fishing. I love just getting out and fishing.
Any particular species?
I like crappie, but I like my bass too. So
We won't hold that against you, okay? And there's help you can get. I'm going to give you an 800 number, okay? But no, what is one of the best things that you like about the class?
I love making lures. I think that's the best part. Just going back there and making some plastic lures. I think that's pretty fun. Just learn how to do it.
And again, this is a classroom activity when you're doing these.
Exactly.
Now, have you tied some, or are you making the plastics?
Yeah, we were sitting back there actually a couple days ago making some like jigs and wrapping some stuff around and everything. So it's pretty fun. Just learning how to make that stuff. So.
Well, you know, I got some connections at Crappie Magnet. They're always looking for good people, man.
Yeah.
So you can be a professional jig maker.
Oh
For
yeah.
them. Last but not least,
My name's Landon Plogger, and I'm a sophomore.
okay, you're a young buck then.
Yep.
So is this your first year in the class?
Yep.
Okay. What's your favorite outdoor activity, hunting or fishing?
I like trapping.
Okay. What do you trap mainly?
Raccoon, coyote, anything like that.
You guys learn to skin in here?
Yeah.
You have.
We talked about that. We trapped.
figured.
We trapped like in the class actually. Coach Moore took us.
You guys went trapping as part of a classroom project.
Yes, sir.
So what is one thing that you really like about the class?
It's not like your everyday class. It's not like doing the same. It's a different thing every day. So like one day we could be watching videos. One day we could be making lures. One day we could be skinning an animal. You know. So it's just something new every day.
You know, Coach told me that one of the things, and the one part of his class is everyone's got to take the hunter safety course. But the other thing that caught me surprised, you guys all have the Brushpile app on your phones.
Oh.
So folks, make sure you get it. But guys, is there anything else you want to say about the class? We'd love to hear it.
I really appreciate what everything Moore does for us. You know, he really puts in a lot of time and effort to make sure that we learn how to do things properly, and that he's happy to teach us.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the second year that I've got to come and do this for the students, and I look forward to this. I mean, it is absolutely outstanding what he does, and one of the things you guys probably were out of the classroom, but when Coach Moore and I did the opening, we talked about every school really needs a program like this. And you guys are like St. Mary's. You're basically a country school. But I think even inner city kids, I think you give them the chance to see some of this and do some of this, and it can turn a lot of heads. So, guys, I appreciate you joining us, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the lunch.
Oh yeah.
0 bones in the fish, and it was filleted great and tasted great. Thanks, guys. Okay, so you got to talk to some of the guys in the class and get their view, but you know what? Coach Moore has a lot of female students taking this class also. Like I say, it's a waiting list to get in. We're going to talk with one of those right now. Can you give your name for us?
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm a first year.
What grade you in, Kelsey?
I'm in 12th grade.
Okay, so this is it for you. You
Yeah.
waited till your last year to take this class?
Yes.
So this is your first year in it. What is your favorite outdoor activity?
My favorite outdoor activity would be walking my dog.
Okay, what kind of dog you got?
I got a lab.
Okay, I've got a Brittany, bird dog, but she don't hunt. She's just a big old pet. So, let me ask you this, from a female's point of view, what made you think, I'm going to take that conservation class?
I found it very interesting because I've never hunt or fished it at all. I was
Okay.
actually scared of it at
Okay.
first. So I wanted to take a step of faith into it, see if I like it.
So you got to come into the classroom and learn about some of this. Now, let me ask you this. Since you've been in here, have you went hunting or fishing at all?
I have not, but I definitely grew a passion for it.
Okay.
I really want to get out there and try it.
Okay. Let me tell you, you've got a guide over here that I know. I've got pretty good connections. I could probably swindle you a free trip, okay? Okay, you need to try fishing. What if there's one thing that is the favorite thing you've done in the class, whether it's learned about something or did something, what's your favorite thing?
It was definitely making the fishing lures.
And we got to see some of those. As a matter of
Yes.
fact, we're going to have a contest. I guess we're going to pick some of them. Now, did you make the Tide lures or the plastic
I did not.
ones?
I only made the plastic.
Okay, what color?
Purple and pink.
Is that your favorite? Okay, so when you do go fishing for the first time, you're going to try that?
Yes.
Okay, so if there is a young lady out there in Kenton High School, and she's got some classes she needs to fill up. Would you recommend this class
I
for her?
definitely would.
Coach Moore, pretty good
Yes.
dude.
He's amazing.
I'll tell you what, the class is awesome. I wish I was still in school and going through it. So thank you for joining us. Folks, she was all worried about talking on camera. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have one more interview because I heard an interesting story. This is Kinsey Sprang. And Kinsey, first of all, Mr. Coach here gave away a secret that you guys actually had a contest in here where they set up 5 live traps, correct? And apparently one of the male students was pretty good going into this, leading into it, and you guys went by who set them accurately and time-wise. Can you tell the folks who won?
I'm the champion of the trap setting contest. It was a lot of fun, a lot of pressure though. Took a lot of hard work we took in class.
So, and again, this is something you learned in class.
Yep.
Kinsey, what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
Okay, so you got one more year. Is this the first year you've been able to participate in the class?
For the year-long class, yes, but I took the hunting course the year before this, so.
Okay, and I know now as part of this class, the hunting education is part of it the students have to go through. Let me ask you this, so what is your number one favorite outdoor activity?
Probably hunting. I like to deer hunt a lot, but my second would probably be fishing because I have a pond at my house.
Do you really?
Yeah.
So you go deer hunting, what's your big buck?
My base is 12 point.
Did you really? Around here?
Yeah, in my woods at my house.
Oh, gee. So you also go fishing.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm presuming crappie fishing once in a while?
Not really.
Bass?
Bass, bluegill, walleye fishing.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So what made you decide, well, and I could pretty much figure it out already because you are an outdoor girl, but what made you decide I want to take this class?
I really like being outside, and I get along with Mr. Moore a lot, and I don't know, him and my dad are good friends, so I just enjoy being around in his class and doing stuff.
We are at the end of the school year. If you had to pick one, you can pick two, but if you had to pick one thing, the favorite part of the class this year that you've been in, whether it's an outdoor activity, something you've done in the class, or something you learned about, what was your favorite?
I think my favorite was probably the boating thing we just did because everyone was mad when I wanted to do it by myself instead of as a class.
Was that boating education?
Yep.
So you guys took that as a class?
Yep.
So that is absolutely awesome. Would you recommend this for any other female students that are even considering it?
Yeah, it's a good experience. Even if you don't like to get outside, like, you learn a lot. And a lot of people I know don't go outside have taken this class and have learned a lot of like life skills that they need to grow up.
Exactly. Kenzie, thanks for joining
Yep.
us. So folks, you've got to listen to Coach, you've got to listen to some of the students, their viewpoint on it. Now let's listen to it from the administration point of view. I'm with Jason Jones. Jason, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. You are the principal here at Kenton High School.
Yes, sir.
So how hard was it for Coach to get the backing of the administration for this?
Well, this all started with our current superintendent, who was the principal at the time, to kind of get this started. And he is a big fisherman himself, so the backing was there for sure. Plus, our community is behind this 110%. So now that it's started, I don't ever see it going away at all.
We've talked, you weren't in the classroom yet, but I honestly believe every school in the country needs to have a program. I don't care if it's inner city, country schools, whatever, they need this program. One of the things that Coach told me, he said the thing that means a lot to him is he's seen kids come into this class with, not a lot of confidence, and then they're making their own jigs, they're cleaning fish, they're doing this and that, and he says by the end of the year, you can see a big change in them. And that's what it's all about.
Oh yeah, the kids come in here and they might not be the star athlete or into athletics or choir, band. This gives them a sense of purpose and value, and gives them a vested interest in the school, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
It makes them feel a part of something, and that's what schools are for as well, is to make kids feel like there's a sense of purpose for them. And this program has done that for so many of our kids.
I think it's awesome. And then, we talked about the new building in the future. and the classroom that they're going to have for this project.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about being cutting edge. You guys are it, man.
Oh yeah, we like I said, our superintendent is behind this, and when they designed the school, he definitely made sure that he wasn't treating any teacher differently or anything, but he wanted to make sure that Coach Moore had the resources and the space and that he needed to make sure that the program was maintained and successful.
Well, I'll tell you what, thank you for backing him. Excuse me. It's a wonderful program, and I hope it continues.
Yep. As long as I'm here, I do not see it going anywhere. So I'm a big supporter of it, and I've seen the tremendous value that it brings to not only the school, but the kids, their families, their parents, the community. So it's here to stay as far as I know.
There you go with your administrative view. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's video podcast. I hope it was something completely different and something that you'll look in for your local schools. It's like I've said several times, when you're here and you get to experience what these kids do, every school in the country deserves a shot like this. Great program. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll be back again. Brushpile Fishing.